right now we were talking about Gemini season, and I don't even know if that mantra is right, but I think it is. Tomorrow at 8:59 a.m. Eastern Time, the sun enters Gemini. We go from the chill vibes of Taurus season into the kind of more stimulating energy of Gemini, right? It's a more social vibe. So if you've been too laid back during Taurus season, get outside, meet some people, hang out, see some things, have some new experiences. This is a very over-the-top Gemini season. Why? Because Jupiter, the planet of growth and expansion, is entering Gemini, May 25th? I think that's Saturday. So I'm also going to talk about that a little bit because that's a big deal, right? Jupiter is the planet of growth and expansion, and it's moving from Taurus, which is a very grounded and earthy sign, into Gemini, which is an air, mutable, quicker energy, very social, very chatty, okay? Mercurial. Hey, Fred, how are you? Happy Sunday. All right, let's talk about Gemini first, though. Just the sun sign. It's the third sign of the Zodiac. It's mutable air. Gemini prepares us for summer, right? It's that between spring and summer. It's symbolized by the twins. Twin, where have you been? I couldn't resist. In true Gemini fashion, I want to point out that there are many mythologies around the actual constellation of Gemini. The one I'm going to share with you is kind of messy, but Gemini loves the tea. Okay, and it's associated with gossip. Gemini's constellation is actually symbolized by the twins. In Greek mythology, they were called Castor and Pollux. There's the backstory that Queen Leda, I hope I'm saying that right, was married to the king of Sparta. Zeus saw her and was like, oh my God, that's a bad bee. Okay, I gotta have that. So he started to transform himself into a swan to like hook up with her, right? And she got pregnant by both Zeus and the king. This is kind of crazy. She laid 2 eggs and there were 2 sets of twins, all right? So one child was by Zeus and that was Pollux. So he was like a demigod. The other child was by the king. So that was Castor. He was immortal, right? The twin sisters were in the other egg, Helen of Troy and Clytemnestra. I think I said that right. How did the twins end up in the sky? There was some kind of battle and the human brother was unalive and the twin wanted to be with him. So Zeus threw them up there, right? That was Zeus's thing. Just throw people up into the sky as a constellation. All right, so that's one of the stories. That's the one I find most interesting. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, the mind, and also our everyday life, right? Gemini is the things that happen to us all the time, that people were around on a day-to-day basis. So during Gemini season, you might notice that your everyday life gets a little busier. Gemini is known for its curiosity, its social personality, and its non-committal nature, okay? We love that. Gemini likes to mix and mingle, have new experiences, learn new things. They have a surface level knowledge of everything. They don't necessarily have the interest to take that, that knowledge below the surface, if that makes sense. It's not like the Sag energy where they want to become the master. All right. So you could find yourself starting a lot of projects during Gemini season, but maybe not finishing any of them. Gemini rules the 3rd house. We just kind of talked about that. Communication, short distance travel, siblings and neighbors, your everyday life, the people you're most around. So this is a great time for writing, learning new things, exchanging information. I love that. But not a project that is too like long haul and like labor intensive, because you're not going to have the discipline or the focus. You also may find your everyday life, I just talked about this, become a little busier. Friends and neighbors wanting to connect and just feeling like a little more scattered, and even just like your routines and day-to-day feeling kind of hectic. Because Gemini is a mutable sign and ruled by Mercury, the next 4 weeks are good for opening up your mind to new ideas and to new friendships, right? Meeting new people. Gemini has never met a stranger. I love that for you guys. All right. Traits of Gemini and the signs high vibe: friendly, chatty, funny, fun, curious, intelligent, flexible, bubbly, outgoing, imaginative, open-minded. Sounds good. Low vibe Gemini energy, messy, right? Okay. Gemini can be gossipers and share information that may or may not even be true because they want to exchange ideas, aka spill the tea, right? They always have the tea. Flighty. Gemini is always changing their mind because of the exposure to new information. So they may seem wishy-washy or even two-faced to others. All right. Anxious. Gemini is a very chaotic, kind of busy energy, and this could take the toll on the nervous system. Geminis can be more prone to anxious thoughts and, well, more prone to anxious thoughts and overthinking. What to do during Gemini season? Learn something new. Find a meetup that interests you and check it out, right? Have you guys ever been on Meetup? Maybe you always want to learn how to play poker. Gang, find a poker group. Get social. Say yes to those invites that you may normally turn down. Me, I need to get social. You could make some new friends and have a good time. Use your hands, right? Yes. Excellent time for gardening, knitting, or woodworking. Gemini rules the hands. Something where you could get creative and put those hands to work. Pause. I don't know if that was appropriate, but all right. Meetup is fun for the air signs, not for me. I don't want to meet anybody. Sorry. All right. I do want to mention that on May 25th, Jupiter enters Gemini. Jupiter will transit Gemini until 2025. This is impacting my mutable signs the most, right? That's my Gemini, of course. Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. What are the vibes with Jupiter in a mercurial sign of Gemini? Lots of mental growth and expansion. We are expanding our minds, new ideas, new friends, new trips, new interests, all loading. Now, this is likely to be more of a social time, off and online, okay? So even meeting friends on TikTok, Instagram, wherever, okay? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. But keep in mind that Jupiter is in detriment in Gemini, and I know I keep bringing this up because I'm like the only one that is not like happy about this transit. And that just means that Jupiter wants expansion and growth, and Gemini is not necessarily about like diving deep, okay? So Jupiter wants to become the guru. Gemini is okay with being the novice and knowing a little about everything. Also, I want to say that Gemini is about facts, and Jupiter is about beliefs and faith. So we can have a lack of faith, almost like we're going to have the evidence to like believe something, and that's really not how faith works. So it could be a little tricky. We also may just lack the attention and the focus that Jupiter is seeking for expansion and growth, right? We could have like 15 browsers open at once and not really end up accomplishing anything. I don't like that, but keep that in mind. Don't overcommit yourself and kind of go with the flow and try to do small projects versus taking on a big project that's going to like be really labor intensive and time consuming and need your focus. All right. I'm going to start with Gemini because it's your birthday. Right. That's what I'm saying, Steffi, about him going to the fault line. Okay. Gemini, it's your birthday, twin. I should set this up. Hold on one second. Okay. I don't know if I can do that. Gemini, it's your birthday, twin. This solar return year is doing its big one with expansive Jupiter traveling through your sign. The next 12 months can feel exciting, but maybe a little overstimulating too. With both the sun shining its rays on you and Jupiter pouring down its blessings on you, it's time to dream big. Let's go, Geminis. New beginnings are loading, and this could be a new attitude or a new endeavor. Jupiter is bringing the good vibes, and the sun is boosting your vitality. But make sure you don't overdo it, right? Too much of a good thing can be not such a good thing. If you're planning on launching a project, go ahead, drop the mixtape. You know I'm going to say that. That podcast or Substack could really pop off right now. The world is your oyster, Gemini, so crack it open. Just try not to take on more projects than you can handle. Before you commit to something, make sure you have the bandwidth for it, right? Gemini mantra for Gemini season. Oh yeah, it's going to be in your 12th house. Sorry, Leah. I'm not reading the comments. Gemini mantra for Gemini season. I see only opportunities and more opportunities. Let's go. Cancer, time to chill out, crabbies. If you're feeling a little overstimulated, it's okay to say no to plans and kick back at home. Rest and reflect, meditate. Meditation can be really helpful in quieting your mind during this time. You might notice that all types of thoughts are coming up, and you're thinking about that ex that did you wrong a decade ago, it's time to let that man go, or woman, or they, them, whatever the pronouns. Peace out, okay? The past is over, so stop letting them live rent-free in your head. I know Gemini season is supposed to be fun, but for you, it could be a time for shadow work and therapy. Your birthday season is up next. Free yourself of that baggage so you could enter a new solar year with a healthy mind and spirit. Yes, I love that for you. You deserve peace, Cancer. Jupiter in Gemini could bring a spiritual breakthrough that helps you let go of the past. Also, sometimes Jupiter transiting the 12th house can bring like some kind of blessing, like end of a cycle, all your hard work paying off. So keep that in mind. Cancer mantra for Gemini season. I release the past with compassion and embrace the future with hope. Let's go. Leo, you're the belle of the ball, Lions. Your social calendar may be so booked and busy that you have to turn down invites. It's a great time to expand your friend circle. Relationships you grow now can be helpful in terms of reaching your professional goals. So turn your swag on, turn on that charm. Your contacts could be the connection for you to have your dreams come true with lucky Jupiter transiting your house of friends for the next year. That's a nice transit, Jupiter in the 11th. Don't sleep on that network mixer. Maybe there's some kind of new organization or group that really interests you and connects with you on a spiritual level. Tap in. Don't be afraid to join that new community. You could find that it really fulfills something in you and you meet a lot of cool people while you're at it. This doesn't mean you have to kick your OG homies to the curb, but there is room for new friendships, ones that are more aligned with who you're becoming. Leo mantra for Gemini season. I am a magnet for positive partnerships and collaborations. Let's go. Virgo. What does your dream career look like, Virgo? Are you currently working in your dream field? Maybe you are like, darling, I don't dream of labor, gang. What would you do if money wasn't an issue? If your professional path is less of a dream and more like a nightmare, it's time to switch things up. Gemini is all about multitasking, so maybe I don't know what I just lost that. So maybe you feel bored at work and prefer to handle multiple projects at the same time instead of just focusing on one, okay? You could need more mental stimulation when it comes to your job, right? You need to be able to juggle projects. That sounds crazy, but I think Virgo people can handle it, the mutable energy. Maybe you are invested in what you're doing and you feel blah and it's time to change it up when it comes to your day-to-day life. Jupiter in Gemini is asking if you're aligned with how you make money. All right. Does it speak to your soul? Sure. We all need money to survive in a capitalistic society. Yes, we do. But there has to be more to your work life than just punching a clock and collecting a paycheck. Yes. Virgo mantra for Gemini season. I am creating my dream career. Carlos, I did do Gemini suns. I'll go back. Just give me a second. Libra, it's time to travel, Libra. Where we headed? I'm like, let me go to Bali or Egypt. If you can't book that physical trip right now, it's a good time to dive into a topic or area of interest. You are likely to pick up a foreign language easier right now. So download Duolingo. Duolingo cut the check. Maybe it's time for you to tap in with a higher power. And I'm not talking about, hey, Bree, mind-altering substances. This could be the beginning of a spiritual journey. Have you lost the faith and need to find it again? Maybe you don't quite know what faith looks like to you. It's a great time to ask yourself the big questions, okay? What does this all mean? This existence, this earthly existence, and why are we here? Jupiter could bring a spiritual mentor or a teacher that helps to guide you and lead you to inner growth and new beliefs. That sounds amazing. It's time to let go of any limiting views of the world that are keeping you small and preventing your glow up. Yes, it is. Libra mantra for Gemini season. I'm sorry. I open my mind and soul to new experiences. I just messed up. Sorry, guys. Scorpio, more transformation is on deck, Scorpio. You're like, I've been reborn 1,000 times already, please. But get ready for rebirth number 1001. It's time to release your fears and pain from the past. You could find that you feel hopeful and are more able to process difficult emotions that you couldn't face before. Shame is a natural emotion, but it's a low vibe emotion. So we don't need to get stuck in it, right, Scorpio? It's okay to admit that you did the best you could with the knowledge and wisdom that you had at the time. We do what we can, not what we want. So beat yourself up with a feather and not a hammer. Maybe book a therapy session and process that past hurt. Take it back to childhood. Okay, run it back and finally let go of the trauma so you can move forward. On a high note, Jupiter transiting your house of other people's money could bring some kind of financial blessing. Yes, we love other people's money here. Scorpio mantra for Gemini season. I am ready for my rebirth. Let's go. Me too, I guess. Sagittarius. Relationships are the focus for you, Saggies, during Gemini season and Jupiter's journey through the sign. This isn't just about romance, but partnerships of all kinds, platonic and professional. Maybe a personal connection brings an opportunity to learn something new, to travel somewhere, or even bring some kind of unexpected financial blessing. If a relationship ends, know that a breakup is ultimately a blessing in disguise. Any connections that are preventing you from growth, they gotta go. Peace out. The full moon is in your sign in a few days and asking you to release behaviors that are holding you back from being your best self and to find the balance between your dreams and desires and your obligations to others. We know you love to roam free, Saggies, and you like to have your adventures alone, but it's time to think about forming a duo. Hey, Kat, recruit a partner to explore the world with you. Yes, you need a traveling buddy. Sagittarius mantra for Gemini season. I attract and embrace relationships that give me the freedom to grow. I like that. Capricorn. Work doesn't have to be a drag, Cappies. It doesn't. Find a way to bring fun to your routines and responsibilities. Maybe you need to switch it up, shake things up, start your day a different way and remove some stuff from your schedule so it feels less overwhelming. It could be hard for even disciplined Capricorn to stick to a regular day-to-day during Gemini season, right? Gemini likes to just have adventures and fun. Cut yourself some slack. If you can't handle everything on your to-do list, you might feel a little restless and a little frazzled. There could be lots of work projects or even a new job opportunity opening up for you. If you have a 9-to-5 that you're not happy with, dust off your resume, all right? Or if you need one, it's also a good time to check in with your bank account. Maybe it's time to see where your coins are going and also what you need to truly feel secure financially. Yes, Cappies, definitely cut yourself some slack. Capricorn mantra for Gemini season. I find joy in the simple moments of my day. Oh, I like that. Aquarius. Your imagination is on overdrive as the sun transits your house of creativity. Fred, where you at? It's time to paint that Picasso or at least grab a paint by numbers and tap into your inner artist. You likely feel more inspired to create art or pick up a hobby. You're not the typical romantic type, but maybe it's time for a little romance. While Jupiter is lighting up your house of luck, you may feel like taking on a gamble. Bet on yourself. Drop the mixtape. If you're not wanting a baby, make sure to watch out as Jupiter is transiting this house. It's the house of children, you guys. Expansion, growth. Pluto is retrograding in your sign, but forming a yummy trine with the sun. And it's time to make changes, maybe letting go of unhealthy addictions or releasing fears that keep you small and stuck. Art therapy could be a great way of healing old hurt. I love that you're like, no to the baby. Aquarius mantra for Gemini season. I find new ways to express my creativity. You know what? The fifth house doesn't have to be a baby. It could be art or it could be a project that you give birth to. Okay. Pisces, home and family have your attention at the moment. So while Gemini season is the time to get social, you may want to keep your gatherings more intimate with friends and family, and friends turn family. Maybe your living space and loved ones both need a little TLC. Show your crew some love with some family bonding, and maybe get a new comforter or switch up the lighting. Lighting is really key, right? To make your home more inviting. There may be an ending that occurs in your career area, so you could focus more on your family life. Finding that work-life balance will be key. Maybe you want to expand your family with Jupiter transiting your house of home and family, excuse me. Saturn has been transiting your sign, Pisces, and this may feel kind of heavy. But ultimately, you're going to emerge from this period stronger and wiser and grateful for all the growth. Saturn rewards. Pisces mantra for Gemini season. My family is a place of love, laughter, and happiness. Yes, we love it. Yes, Red Stud, birth something new. Aries, gang. Break out the podcast mics. It's time to share your thoughts with the world. I'm ready. Maybe you create a blog or start a YouTube channel, some kind of platform where you can express yourself. Your pen is on fire. Yes, this one's for me. This is a great time for a writing project, but I'd start with short stories and articles and not a novel, as your attention is likely to be all over the place. I'm trying with YouTube. It's stressful. You'll want to do everything and all at once. It's a time for road trips, so grab your BFF or your brother, like literally your blood brother, and head to the mountains or the sea. If things have been tense with your friends or even your brother, new energy is loading and you feel kinder and gentler when it comes to interactions with them. I like that. You might want to get involved in your hood, whether that's lobbying city council for a bike lane. I actually hate those bike lanes, sorry. Or serving the houseless in your community. Let's go. Aries mantra for Gemini season. I have a unique voice the world wants to hear. Let's go, bestie. Podcast time. Taurus. Where the bag at, bulls? The sun is shining its rays on your bank account. With lucky Jupiter moving through your money house, it's time to expand opportunities to get money. This is also a great time to check in with your values and reflect on what you value. Clear out old items that are collecting dust to make use and space for things that you're really using, actually. It's time to do some spring cleaning. Toss, donate, recycle items that are blocking the money chi. You know, the money's got to flow, okay? While the planet of growth travels through Gemini, a lot of money-making opportunities will come your way. But make sure they're on the up and up and not too good to be true. You don't want to spread yourself so thin that you end up with nothing but broken promises. That sounds awful. Also, watch that you don't bring in a bunch of stuff into your life that you'll never use but was an impulse buy, right? Because sometimes you're just like, let me get that. Taurus mantra for Gemini season. I'm always discovering new sources of income. Happy Gemini season to all my twins.